Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Um, if you can tell by the class or by the title, I am doing another data analytics class, except this one is through IBM. Okay, so help me get through this. Okay, this is called Wrangling Data. Okay, Wrangling Data. In this lesson, you have learned the following information. Once the data you identified is gathered and imported, your next step is to make it analysis ready. And in my experience, we call that cleaning it. So if you were working on a database, then you would be cleaning it. So you're removing any duplications. You are adding data where you've got holes, like maybe you have names and addresses, but not zip codes, or you've got uh, office numbers, but you want to include mobile phone numbers, different things like that, especially, for emergency purposes. You want to be able to have mobile phones, home, email addresses, things like that in the event of an emergency. Okay, so when you're cleaning your data, you're just making sure that it's number one, correct information, and then number two, complete information, and number three, you want to remove duplicate information. Okay, so they're calling it data wrangling or data munging, munging. Okay, data wrangling is an iterative process that involves data exploration, transformation, and validation. Okay, so they're just using different vocabulary words. Okay, transformation of raw data includes the task you undertake to structurally manipulate and combine the data using joins and unions. Okay, that's also new terminology. Normalized data, that is clean the database, boom, of unused and redundant data. Okay, they're using different terminology, but it's the same. So let me look up. Normally there's vocabulary, but I don't see it now. Okay, so anyway, let's keep going. Denormalized data, that is combined data from multiple tables into a single table so that it can be queried faster. Okay, clean data, boom, that's my wheelhouse, baby. Clean data, which involves profiling data to uncover quality issues, visualizing data to spot outliers, and fixing issues such as missing values, duplicate data, irrelevant data, inconsistent formats, syntax errors, and outliers. Enrich data, which involves considering additional data points that could add value to the existing data set and lead to a more meaningful analysis. Okay, so listen, when I worked as in the Office of African American Ministries with the Archdiocese as well as at Enron, Coopers and Library, and Pricewaterhouse Coopers. Um, I worked a lot with database and doing database management. Okay. Um, it kind of naturally progressed from word processing into database management. Okay. So when I was doing that, it was really important to clean the database and have everything correct, everything, I mean, everything. Titles, if somebody was a PhD or MD in the database, their title had to be in there. Like you want to put doctor instead of Miss or Mrs. If a person was married, if a person wasn't married, you could not have that MRS in there. Just the most simplest of details had to be correct and had to be correct every time. Spacing had to be correct every time. I remember going from typewriter to computer. When you are typing correspondence or documents or whatever, there was two spaces behind the period, right? But when computers came in, you only needed one space. So we had to go through every document and painstakingly remove spaces. And these are things that most people, who were not executive assistants, who were receptionists, secretaries, you would give them tasks to do. They'd be like, why is that important? Why? It's important because it is your representation of the company, of you, of your competence, of your the quality of your work. That's why it was so important. That's why it was so important. Um, so now that we're into the data analysis uh, portion of it, these things are still important. They are still important. I'm telling you, I have gone through some courses, and there were typos in the module. I can see it. I know it's there. I know that they have made a mistake where in doing their proofreading and their editing, it happens. That's why you need multiple eyes on different things. Like when I was doing my rhetoric course at Harvard, I got people to look at the things that I had written because they can see things that I can't see because I wrote it, right? I know what I'm trying to say, and my brain fills in that gap as I'm going through the document. But that's why I would have other people to proofread it for me to see if it makes sense and if they can understand it. It's so important. And that's why even on my videos and my playlists, if you come across a video and the volume is not right, if you come across a video and um, it cuts off too abruptly or whatever, you may see things that I don't see. That's why it's important. That's how moderators are for me. That's what I look for. I look for moderators who can help me be my best and who will protect me from people who just have irrelevant criticisms or just, unethical criticisms or whatever. They're not trying to be helpful. They're trying to be toxic. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, let's keep going. I hope that what you take away from that is just how important punctuation, capitalization, um, those things are what you look for when you are trying to build a relationship with somebody, you're trying to build with friends or whatever. People who are just very laissez-faire about being professional, these are not people that you can build with long term. They may be fun, they may be quirky, they may be interesting, but these are the people that I'm just going to say it in board meetings and stuff like that. Oh man, they pick it apart. They pick it apart because these people are very serious about who they do business with and who they associate themselves with, because just ask Donald Trump and Bill Clinton and all these other people with Jeffrey Epstein, because they winked and blinked and looked the other way, and now people are looking at them in a different way because they associated with someone who had money and looked a certain kind of a way. But you have to remember, it's got to be more than just the way that it looks. You know what I'm saying? Either you cooking with butter or you're cooking with margarine. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. If you have any questions, send me your questions, comment below. But I want to move on, okay? Because I don't want this video to be too long, okay? So, cleaning the data, which involves profiling data to uncover what? Quality issues, visualizing data to spot outliers, and fixing issues such as missing values, duplicate data, irrelevant data, inconsistent formats, syntax errors, and outliers. Enrich data, which involves considering additional data points that could add value to the existing data set and lead to a more meaningful analysis. A variety of software and tools are available for the data wrangling process. Some of the popularly used ones include Excel Power Query, make a note of that, spreadsheets, Open Refine, Google Data Prep, Watson Studio Refinery, Trifecta Wrangler, Python, that's the next class I'm taking, and R, each with their own set of characteristics, strengths, limitations, and application. I signed up for Amazon AWS classes, but then I was just like, God, I hate Amazon. I really do. So, anyway, so next is a practice quiz. What is one of the common structural transformations used for combining data from one or more tables? And that's the joins. Uh, what tool allows you to discover, cleanse, and transform data with built-in operations? Oh, they listed all of them. Open Refine, okay, Trifecta Wrangler, Watson Studio Refinery, and Google Data Prep. Okay, discover, cleanse, and transform data. Okay, they're only going to let me choose one. Which one do you think I should go with? I'm going to go with Trifecta Wrangler. Wrong. Okay, wait, let me do another one. Watson Studio Refinery. That's the one. Watson Studio Refinery is the tool that allows you to discover, cleanse, and transform data with built-in operations. Okay, so I'm gonna open Refine so I can download that one. And then the next one is Trifecta Wrangler. You can even get a certification for that. Trifecta Wrangler certification. Boom. I'm already signed up for Python. This one is Watson Studio Refinery. Okay, what do we got? IBM Data Refinery. Data Refinery on Cloud Pak for Data, IBM. The Data Refinery service is installed when you install either the Watson Studio service or the Watson Knowledge Cadillac service installed in Watson Studio. Okay. Data Refinery integration in IBM Watson Studio. No wonder that's the right answer. This course is by IBM. So I'm going to bring this up in my YouTube to watch more about IBM Watson Studio Data Refinery. This is a shameless plug. So actually, these other answers probably could have worked just as well. But because they are hawking their own stuff, that's why. So the next one is Google Data Prep. So let's open that one. Data Prep. Google Data Prep. And this is also by Trifecta. Data Prep by Trifecta. And then you remember the other one I did, Trifecta, Trifecta Wrangler. This one you can get a certification. And yep, Trifecta Data Prep training and certification is here. Introducing the new Trifecta community and certification. That's amazing. and they have videos too. Trifecta Wrangler, the untangler of data. Amazing. So I've got all of those. Google Data Prep is by Trifecta. So the only one, OpenRefine. OpenRefine is the open source data application for data cleanup and transformation to other formats, an activity commonly known as data wrangling. It is similar to spreadsheet applications and can handle spreadsheet file formats such as CSV, but it behaves more like a database. And, again, when I worked as an executive assistant at PwC, we often used a database or an Excel spreadsheet as our data file for a lot of the work that we were doing, whether we were working on a contract, an engagement, or a mail merge, or even doing an RFP. Um, we would use an Excel spreadsheet as our data file. And sometimes we will use another database. So there you have it. So question number 3, what is data called that does not fit within the context of the use case? It's irrelevant data. Submit. Boom. Next. Okay. I know. It's like you missed some deadlines. That's because I just haven't been, I just haven't been motivated to do it, y'all. I haven't. That's why I need y'all. Okay. What does a typical data wrangling workflow include? Um, Validating the quality of the transformed data. Number 2, OpenRefine is an open source tool. It's an open source tool. Okay, that's an OpenRefine. It transforms data into a variety of formats such as TSV, CSV, XLS, XML, and JSON. Okay, that's what OpenRefine does. What is one of the steps in a typical data cleaning workflow? Okay. Inspecting data to detect issues and errors. And again, this is the cleaning. Okay. Question 4. When you're combining rows, that's a join. Oh, no, that's a union. When you're combining rows of data from multiple source tables into a single table, what kind of a data transformation are you performing? I think that's a join. It could be a union. Yep, it's a union. So I was right the first time. Hey, unions. Okay. Uh, when you detect a value in your data set that is vastly different from other observations in the data set, what would you report that as? Uh, it's an outlier. I want to say that. I could be wrong. I'm right. The way that you can think of outlier is a outsider. One of these things is not like the other, right? Think of it in that way, and that helps. Okay. Okay. Next one, analyzing and mining data. I'll just do another video for that one. Thank you for doing my homework with me. I appreciate you. Okay, I'll be back. Bye.